This split-screen image captures a strange tension. On one side, we see empty stadium seats. On the other, rushing water. It highlights a recurring disconnect between how we view our spiritual lives and the energy we see in the historical record. Most of us find a certain comfort in those sidelines. Stepping onto the field feels like a massive risk, largely because we look at the requirements for the game and assume we haven't met the mark. There is a persistent idea that before you can speak up, you have to check off a long list of credentials. Deep theological training, polished public speaking skills, or a formal professional title become self-imposed barriers that keep us safely in the stands. This scale shows how we balance the equation. We put heavy weight on godly living, striving to be a moral neighbor, hoping that's enough. We use a quiet lifestyle to avoid the difficult task of speaking up and pleading with someone to consider Christ. When we stay silent because we feel unqualified, we're working against the very momentum that built the early church in the first place. These worn fishing nets represent the actual resume of Jesus' closest companions. Instead of recruiting from the religious elites or the academic circles of the day, he gathered a group of blue-collar commercial fishermen. We see the results of that recruitment in the book of Acts. Peter and John were dragged before the most powerful religious leaders of their time, and they spoke with a clarity that stunned the room. The experts realized they were dealing with men who had zero formal schooling. They were uneducated and untrained by every social standard, yet their witness was undeniable because they had been with Jesus. Their authority was rooted in that personal encounter. It shows that being a powerful witness depends on who you know, rather than what degree you hold. Philip's interaction with an Ethiopian official on a desert road shows how this unqualified approach works in practice. Philip didn't seek out a podium, he just responded to a prompt to walk alongside a chariot and join a conversation that was already happening. These interlocking gears show the specific division of labor. On one side, God handles the heavy lifting, arranging the timing, sending the prompt, and preparing the official's heart. Philip's side is simpler. Just be available, lean into the awkwardness, and share the scriptures. Success in these moments comes from responding to a divine setup. God handles the hardest part, leaving us to simply show up and speak. This brings the focus back to you. The Apostle Paul describes a transformation that happens to every believer, moving us from the sidelines and into a specific role. Paul describes this as becoming a new creation. Old ways of living are replaced by something entirely different. This new identity comes with a title, ambassador. When you help someone understand Jesus better, the excitement builds confidence for future conversations. This open door represents the path forward. It doesn't require a specialized degree or a perfect resume. It just requires you to step out of the stands and tell one person your story this week.